Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Will, and it's Friday, August the 14th, and it's time for my take on the latest Sprue Cutters Union topic, which this month is actually a question that I posed, which is it really worthwhile to build all of that super cool detail on the inside of your model that nobody's ever going to see? And I think it's a pretty good question, and I think surprisingly, or maybe not so surprisingly, it's something that quite a few modelers are pretty obsessed with. And you will even find folks who tell you that if you're not doing all of those hidden details, then you're wrong. Now, how do I feel about it? Do I build all those internal details? In a word, no. In several words, hell no, not even on my best day. The simple fact is that for me, energy is always at a premium, just because of my physical condition. I hate to use that as an excuse, but the fact is that I have to conserve energy, so I'm not building anything that doesn't have a clear and definite value for the result that I have in mind when I build a kit. So I don't particularly see the need to do those kind of inside details. But I don't think it would matter under any circumstances. I still don't think that I would do those because for me, again, it's all about the final result and the vision that I have for it and what people are going to be able to see that hopefully tells the story that I'm trying to tell. And quite frankly, details that nobody can see because they're invisible don't help tell a story. It's sort of like having pages in a book that are written in invisible ink. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of point to me. And that's exactly the approach that I've taken. This is pretty appropriate because this is the fuselage of my Accurate Miniatures 148 B25B that I'm working on. And it comes with a ton of very cool detail that you can build onto the insides of it. And most of the articles that I've read about it online, the builders are talking about how much time they spent doing it. And I'm like, you must be crazy. For me, it was enough to make sure from the navigator's compartment aft to make sure that there was enough color in there that if you look through the windows, it wouldn't look stupid. Obviously, anything that gets seen through the cockpit glass, I'm going to spend a lot of time on. But that was all that I felt was necessary for my personal preferences. Now, I do understand that there are some valid reasons that some guys might choose to build those inside details. Jim D over at Jim D's Models, who is a super good builder, made a pretty good point. And that is that he takes pictures of all of those things while he's in the process. And those pictures are really the only record he has and the only way to appreciate that project later on. And so for him, it's worth doing it from the standpoint of photographing it alone. And, being a photographer and agreeing with him that, I feel, that a lot of times models are best appreciated through good photography. I can agree with that. I can see his point. The other reason that I can totally respect is if you just want to practice. I mean, look, it's easy enough to, get a bench mule and blow paint all over the outside of it if you want to practice your German camouflage scheme. But when do you really get a chance to practice building details? So I think that if that's if that's a goal that you have of developing your skills for building details when it really counts, when it really is visible, that practicing on the inside of an aircraft fuselage or on the interior of a tank is a great strategy, and I would absolutely encourage that. The bottom line is you got to do what you feel is best and what makes you happy. I mean, we all build models for our own reasons, and the bottom line is that if somebody tells you that your reasons are the wrong ones, tell them to pack sand. Do what you want to do. It's your model. All right? Take care, guys. Much love.